What's going on, Vape Nation? Job 131 Vapes is back. Today we're doing a review on the Hcigar DNA 20 HANA MODZ mini clone. So we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to go to the zoom view. We're going to take a look, the packaging, etc. Show you the little features and stuff, machining, etc. At the end of it, we're going to go through and I'm going to tell you what I like and what I don't like. So stick around. Alright, here we are in the zoom view of the Hcigar DNA 20 HANA MODZ mini clone. So this is how it came. It comes with a little package. It comes with I guess a hook loop, where you could clip it on your belt, I guess, if you were going to use this case. It's the Hcigar logo on the zipper. HANA MODZ logo on the outside of this case. Nice little case, and it comes in a little pouch. See the HANA MODZ logo on the pouch. And inside obviously would be your DNA 20 clone. Also comes with a charging cable, USB to micro USB. I mean, everybody has those cables lying around, I'm sure, but this is the clone. So you can see the HANA MODZ logo. This is where the screen would be. There's a charging port, vent hole for the battery just in case of vents, 2 screws for this lid. For this review, I'm not going to be opening it up. I've heard that it's anywhere between a 1200 to 1800 milliamp battery. Unfortunately, a lot of the information on the internet is incorrect or isn't accurate, but I mean, it's probably because it's new and not a lot of people have reviewed these yet. So I don't know if you saw that. I powered it on. It actually says Evolve DNA, and then this is your screen. Now, with no atomizer plugged in, it'll just say check atomizer. Now, I have, or it says it's supposed to do 0.9, or I've read it's supposed to do 0.9 and up ohms, but I've only used it on the 1 ohm and up, and it seems to work. And you can see it's a 1.3 ohm build in my dripper, and it really doesn't say, it just keeps the last, or shows the last ohm setting for what was put in here. Now it only shows you the voltage when you press the button and it's actually firing, so you see 4.5 volts, and it's still saying 1.3. Obviously that's the wattage. That's at 14.6 watts. Now the buttons, this is the power button. It's pretty clicky. I actually like it. I like it a lot actually, but even the up and down on the wattage buttons, so you can singly press it like that, and it goes up as well, but you can also hold it down and it'll just scroll right through. Now it only goes right to the top of 20 watts and goes right to the bottom of 7 watts. But it doesn't like loop around or anything like that. So there you go. So I like it around 14 watts, 14 and a half, around that range. So there, that's that. So as you can tell, it's not locked. Right. So in order to lock it, you click it 5 times. To lock, click 5 times. Right. If you want to unlock it, you click it another 5 times. So it's unlocked. So yeah, as you can see, 2, saying 1.4 ohms. It jumps a little bit. I don't know if that's because of my build or if it's the actual clone or DNA chip that's supposed to be in there, but as it is. So let's lock this. So it's saying lock. So one thing to be wary of is that even though it's locked at this point, once the screen disappears, it won't be locked any longer. Like you just press the firing button, and it'll just react like it's not locked at all, or it has never been locked. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I really haven't had any issue with the firing in my pocket or anything like that. I keep it in my jacket pocket. It's been fine. Maybe if it was in your pants pocket, you might have an issue, but it actually takes some force to actually press these buttons down. So keep that in mind. So build quality on this was alright. It's actually not as good as to what I'm seeing with Hcigar mechs, but I mean, it's not the best. So as you can see, there's some scratches here. Even though I've been using this for a week, this is actually how I got it. So I don't know if you can tell. You see those scratches going this way and over here. Also, look on the lid, or not the lid, but so you see those rounded edges. That's the machining, I guess, underneath the paint. But I could still see that, and normally I would expect Hcigar to kind of, excuse me, to kind of clean that up, even with the paint anyway. But that isn't the case. So there you see the 510 connection. It's not a floating connection. It's just as it is, a 510 connection. This is a juice well. That was the Hcigar Patriot in there. That's at flush. Here's a Tobacco Trident V2. That's its flush. Here's a Nautilus. That's its flush. Hcigar K-Fun 3.1. That's its flush as well. So what my point is, pretty much every Addy that I've tried in this has sat flush. I really haven't had any issues up until now. This K-Fun, what the hell, did I crank this on too hard? There you go. So, I mean, obviously, don't crank it on too hard. Just enough so it's flush. There's the EH Pro Atomic clone. So everything pretty much is flush on this. I haven't run into an Addy myself, or an atomizer, that didn't fit or didn't say flush. But yeah, that's that. So this is supposed to be locked at this point. I don't know if you remember that, but when you press it, Evolve DNA, and here you go. So it doesn't really lock. That's an issue. So from here, we're going to go to the other view. I'm going to vape it, and I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like. So stick around. So just as a size comparison to some things you may or may not be familiar with. So that's MVB2. It's about the same height, or the height is obviously shorter. It's a little bit thicker. Obviously this is heavier. Just to compare it, here's an iPhone. So this is actually, that's an iPhone 4S. So that's a size comparison. Just so you guys can take a look. Here's a Copper Nemesis. So it is significantly, it's pretty tiny, and like I said, it's it's lighter than I thought it would be. So that's that. Alright, so that was a zoom view of the Hcigar DNA 20 clone. So I'm going to tell you what I like about it. what I like about it is I love the size of it. It's, you know, fits in the hand very nicely. I mean, it's lighter than I thought it would be. Most of my drippers fit on it no problem, or all of my drippers fit on it no problem, and other atomizers. Other than that, there's not much really to say as far as what I like about it. It's small, it's convenient, it's palm size, and I mean, the power in it, it's nice steady power as opposed to like, oh, you know, what I started off with on a VAMO V3. So I mean, I like it. What I don't like, machining for Hcigar product, the machining was kind of off. It wasn't the quality that I'm used to. Other than that, I would say that, you know, the lack of information that's on the internet, and that's probably Hcigar's fault as well, because I mean, you know, you don't really know what to do, what features can work and what don't. Also, the whole locking issue, like I mentioned earlier, it could be dangerous, but again, like I said, I haven't run into any problems, and it's been about a week. Overall, would I buy this? Well, yeah, I bought it. I got it for, I believe it was $92 from Community 101 on wackedoutecig.ca. You can check their Facebook, Community Vapes, good guy. I mean, pleasure to deal with. If you're in the GTA, you can meet him and pick it up, or he can ship it out. I'm not too sure how far, if it goes in the States, etc. But really good guy to deal with. But for $92, yeah, I buy it again. I mean, with the lack of features, I didn't even know. I've never had a DNA 20 in original. But for what it does, and the kind of power that I get, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the money. I mean, besides the fact that the machining was a little bit off, it's a solidly built piece. I mean, if I dropped it, I think I'd be okay, except maybe the Addy might not be okay, but as far as the actual unit itself, it's pretty good. So, I recommend it. I mean, if you want a real one, you could pay double, or roughly, what is it, $250 or $200 US. You can go ahead and do that, and you get all the other features that you may or may not use or may not need. I just need this to go up and down and, you know, give me the power that when I need it, and it seems to do the job fine. So I recommend it. Again, it might not be for most, or it might not be for some people, but I think it's a good deal. But other than that, yeah, pick it up if you want, or don't if you don't want to. So this is Job 131 Vape saying, keep your wicks wet.